Hello player, today we will analyze the match between Robert James Fischer with the white pieces and Fridrik Olafsson with the black pieces. e4, c6, knight c3, d5, knight f3, knight f6, e5, knight e4, knight e2, queen b6, d4, c5, d captures on c5, queen captures on c5, knight from e, d4, knight c6, bishop b5, a6, bishop captures on c6 check, b captures on c6, kingside castling, queen b6, e6, f captures on e6, bishop f4. This move was inaccurate, the best move was knight e5. For example, knight e5, g6, queen f3, with an advantage for white, bishop f4, g6, bishop e5, knight f6. The evaluation became 2.1, this was a serious mistake, the best move was rook g8. For example, rook g8, knight d2, knight d6. With a balanced game, knight f6, knight g5, bishop h6. This move was inaccurate, the best move was c5. For example, c5, knight from d, captures on e6, bishop captures on e6, bishop captures on f6, e captures on f6, knight captures on e6, queen b7. With a decisive advantage for white, bishop h6, knight from d, captures on e6. This move was inaccurate, the best move was knight captures on e6. For example, knight from g, captures on e6, king f7, rook e1, c5, knight c7, rook a7, knight captures on d5, knight captures on d5, bishop captures on h8, knight f4, knight f3, king g8, bishop c3, rook d7, knight d2, queen c7, queen f3, rook d5, queen e4. With a decisive advantage for white, knight from d, captures on e6, bishop captures on g5, knight captures on g5, kingside castling, queen d2, bishop f5, rook from a, e1, rook from a, d8, bishop c3. This move was inaccurate, the best move was h3. For example, h3, c5, knight f3. With a decisive advantage for white, bishop c3, rook d7, knight e6, bishop captures on e6, rook captures on e6, d4, bishop b4, knight d5, bishop a3, rook f7. This move was inaccurate, the best move was rook f6. For example, rook f6, rook e5, c5. With an advantage for white, rook f7, g3, knight c7, rook e5, knight d5, queen d3, knight f6. This move was inaccurate, the best move was c5. For example, c5, queen c4, queen d6, rook from f, e1, queen f6, f4, queen c6, bishop captures on c5, knight e3, queen e2, rook f5. With a decisive advantage for white, Knight f6. Queen c4. Knight g4. Rook e6. This move gives back part of the advantage. The best move was rook c5. For example, rook c5. Queen b7. b3. Knight h6. Rook e1. With a decisive advantage for white. Rook e6. Queen b5. Queen captures on b5. A. Captures on b5. This move was inaccurate. The best move was c. Captures on b5. For example, c. Captures on b5. h3. Knight f6. With a decisive advantage for white. A. Captures on b5. Rook captures on c6. This move gives back part of the advantage. The best move was h3. For example, h3. Knight f6. Bishop c5. With a decisive advantage for white. Rook captures on c6. Knight e5. Rook c8 check. This move was inaccurate. The best move was rook c5. For example, rook c5. Knight c4. Bishop b4. Knight captures on b2. Rook captures on b5. Rook f5. Rook captures on f5. G. Captures on f5. Rook e1. With an advantage for white. Rook c8 check. King g7. This move was inaccurate. The best move was rook f8. For example, rook f8. Rook captures on f8 check. King captures on f8. Bishop b4. King f7. With a balanced game. King g7. Bishop b4. Knight f3 check. King g2. e5. Rook d1. g5. Bishop f8 check. Rook captures on f8. Rook captures on f8. King captures on f8. King captures on f3. King f7. The evaluation became 1.8. This was a serious mistake. The best move was rook f7. For example, rook f7 check. King e2. Rook c7. King d3. King e7. With a balanced game. King f7. c3. King e6. The evaluation became 3.5. This was a serious mistake. The best move was rook a7. For example, rook a7. C. Captures on d4. Rook captures on a2. Rook d2. E. Captures on d4. King e4. Rook a6. With a decisive advantage for white. King e6. C. Captures on d4. E. Captures on d4. King e4. Rook f7. f3. White's victory. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your suggestions.